Okay, let's return now to the devastating fires in Los Angeles. And we've been speaking about incompetence, but have a look at this. The diversity head of the fire department, Christine Larson, has come under fire for these recently resurfaced comments.
Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Oh, God. Let's bring in to discuss Adani Media's Lisa Goddard and News.com's Deputy Editor Liz Burke. Liz, great to see you. Look, Liz, this is serious mismanagement. And, you know, that clip just shows the wrong priorities of, gender quotas and diversity quotas rather than actually protecting people and their homes from the risk of fire.
Yeah, I mean, there are some quotes from that clip that look pretty bad no matter what the context, but, this week especially. There's another quote there where she talks about when you have someone to assist you in a fire, you want someone who looks like you. I've never heard of people's looks being raised in any sort of preferences when it comes to any kind of essential services, let alone emergency services. No one's calling the fire department saying, I need urgent help. Can you please send someone of a particular ethnicity or of a particular gender? But this clip was made, I think, promoting the department's DEI push. They're trying to overcome some criticism, some pretty serious discrimination lawsuits that they've faced over the past couple of decades. But really, I mean, I still want to give this woman the benefit of the doubt. In that clip, she also raises some points that I think are quite valid that says, when you're a minority in an industry or in a workplace, you come under more scrutiny, you're judged more harshly. And I think that's true. So, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that someone who is in such a senior position deserves to be there and has proved that they deserve to be there. But, there's kind of no real good way to spin those lines coming out now.
And it's not just that one clip, Lisa, but it's the entire strategy. I mean, I spoke about this at the start of the show. It's California mismanagement by Democrats who are obsessed with progressive politics. And, there wasn't the water supply because they were protecting fish. It just couldn't have been worsely managed. There just was no fire prevention strategy. And we are now seeing, as a result, 10,000 or more homes lost.
Yeah, you've had two of the major areas just completely obliterated. I spent years working in America, so I know those areas well. And it's astounding when you look at those pictures, like you would have, Shari, over the break. And just to see, it was Armageddon in those parts of California. And I can tell you what, Kamala Harris will be rethinking any plans she may have had to want to try and run in California after this, because I'm predicting there will be an enormous backlash against the Democrats and against this woke policy. And picking up on a point Liz made, yes, I understand and I fully support that women should be out there and we should be able to do whatever job we want to do. But the reality is, when you look at military, if you look at police, if you look at firefighting, there is this requirement to have the strength and the physical capability to actually go into a burning building,
100%.
Pick somebody up and carry them out. And I would like to think that if I had to call OOO or I was in that situation, whoever was coming to my rescue had that physical ability to do that.
100%. Now, let's turn to this new poll from the Institute of Public Affairs in The Telegraph. It reveals that the anti-Australia Day movement is losing support. 69% of respondents say Australia Day should be celebrated on January 26. Liz, we're seeing that Peter Dutton is campaigning on issues related to this. So there does seem to be this return to wanting to celebrate Australia.
Yeah, I walked into my local shops yesterday and it had a green and gold makeover. There were, full-size Australia flags hanging from the ceiling, bunting everywhere, green and gold as far as you can see. And it did feel like a celebration. I felt like this year there certainly seems to be less enthusiasm for the change the date debate. And I know that tends to ramp up closer to Australia Day, but we're a fortnight out and I just don't see the appetite for it this year. I think most people are, pretty much over it. Most people do want to celebrate Australia. They're proud to be Australian. And I guess the enthusiasm and the energy to debate where that date falls is probably, fallen away from the people who are really, really passionate about it. Many of whom, who would still be disappointed by the result of the voice yes referendum, which a while ago now, but still, you know, seems quite fresh. And also, I think there's other problems going on at the moment. People are living in a cost of living crisis. There's bigger international issues going on. I think, I think the energy for that debate from those people who are in other years, you know, more eager to discuss it has fallen away a little bit.
Lisa, it's actually young Australians now who, you know, previously might have wanted to change the date, but at least according to this poll, are saying that January 26 should be kept. What do you think about this?
Yeah, 18 to 24-year-olds. I think the figure went from 48% Shari up to 52% now want to celebrate Australia Day on the day that we all argue it should be celebrated on. Look, you know, I agree with Liz. You walk into the stores now and there is actually flags, there is Australia Day material there, which there should be. And I think Woolworths probably played a really big role in this because there was an enormous backlash when they said, that's it, we aren't going to do it. And I think the average Aussie wants to actually not be shamed into going, well, I can't celebrate the fact that I live in this great country. And from a corporate perspective, I can tell you a lot of boardrooms around this country agonised over whether we should be putting up social media posts celebrating Australia Day. Now, years ago, you would quite happily put up that cliche thong in the sand, it's Australia Day, we're all out for a barbecue, we're out with our mates. But then you had to really stop and rethink it. Who am I going to offend? That was the question everybody was asking behind the scenes. And I think
corporate Australia has been some of the worst perpetrators of this woke culture. All right, we're out of time. Lisa Goddard, Liz Burke, thank you both so much.